NBA Finals Game 2 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. Bet $50 at WynnBet and get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBet. Download the WynnBet app now or visit wynnbet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. You already play fantasy on Sleeper, but now you can win cold hard cash with their over-under game. Just head to sleeper.com/SGP on your phone to join the SGPN group, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. That's sleeper.com/SGP. And make sure to download the SGPN app for all of our free picks and podcasts.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking that money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
What the fuck, Boston Celtics? Wrong. Bad answer. What are you doing? Warriors are supposed to win that game.
You know, I when I'm on the buzzsaw, I do the buzzsaw sound effects, but I think I have to admit, I feel like the entire show has just been walking into the Celtics buzzsaw as of late. I mean, with the exception of Game 6 Heat money line, which was awesome and made up for a bunch of the mistakes, this Celtics team is just way better than I thought. I cannot wrap my head around
it. Look, as a former hardcore Boston hater and as a present day Boston hater, there's nothing worse. They don't like most of the Boston chowderheads who love the Patriots, love the Reds. Like the Celtics are a secondary sport to them, and it's so annoying that they pile on right now. And I hate this. I'm not liking this.
Fucking wheel, man.
All right, Ryan, we're gonna figure out how to make some money on this NBA Finals. Step 1, go to wynnbet.com, download that Wynn Betting app. Get in on the casino, baby. 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Of course, their Bet 50 win $200 promotion. And now, between now and the end of July, every $500 you bet, you could get an entry to win the ultimate fantasy football draft experience at the Encore Beach Club, including 2 nights stay at the Wynn Resort for you and your entire league. Multiple entries allowed. So basically, if you wager $1,000, you're already in for 2 entries. So much fun over at the Wynn. Great casino and resort if you've never been. Thank you. So much to choose from. Again, download that WynnBet app or visit wynnbet.com to get started today. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at wynnbet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right, Ryan, let's bring on the NBA Gambling Podcast, guys. Help us figure out how to get paid in Game 2. Joining us, Munaf, the Machine Manji. Munaf, what's happening, man?
Oh, what's going on, gentlemen? Not a great Game 1.
Big sigh up top. How did we not even hit the Warriors team total? I mean, Steph had 8 threes in the first quarter. What happened?
Yeah, it looked good at halftime. Even like in the third quarter, they scored I don't know how many points. I know it was 30 plus, but we only needed like 17 points in the fourth quarter. They went scoreless for like 5 minutes, and I was like, this is going to shit.
Can I get a breaking news sound effect?
Sure.
I have the answer to the question. I'm going to read. I don't want to screw up the words. I don't want to screw up the exact vernacular used by the great cousin Mush. And I quote, "How the fuck did I not hit that team total?"
And he was in my DMs on Twitter.
And Oh
I'm,
yeah.
I'm in on the team total over 108.5. Bowser messaged me as well.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So we're I don't know
The
if it's a
mush,
double mush or we're just blaming cousin
the Mush Megatron, Bowser, me, Cousin Mush. All right, joining us to talk NBA, Mr. Terrell Furman. What's up? What's up, Terrell?
I'm just gonna assume that it was age before beauty on how Munaf got to come in, because this was the opportunity to bring me in to sit here and take the hate from all the Celtics guys out there. I see them in the chat. I know they're going crazy. This was the time. I'm just gonna assume it was the age before beauty thing. That's what it was. But what's up, guys? What's going on?
What's happening, Terrell? You are in the Charlotte studio. Light show popping off.
Yep.
You know,
Shout out to the foe.
we had thrown out some with dark horse MVP candidates early on. I had mentioned Horford, I think, at some point. I ended up going with the Andrew Wiggins, but
we were 8 points away from top point scorer. That we were this close. If Steph had an off game, a couple threes didn't go, Horford was top point scorer at 100-1 or that. What was it? It was something crazy. It was like $1 million to 1 bet. It was freaking crazy. But
yeah,
and
Horford definitely is the leader in the clubhouse, I think, for the old man Andre Iguodala 100-1 MVP award. But Munaf, and I haven't checked the numbers yet.
Mm-hmm.
What is the MVP market looking like right now? Because obviously Celtics up 1-0.
Horford minus 150.
Really?
No.
I mean,
before we get to that, it's to correct Terrell, it's beautiful beards before age.
There you go.
Gosh.
I like BBWs, big beautiful beards.
All right, you're asking about MVPs there, Sean, for
what are we looking at?
Let's see. I'm trying to find it. All right, player markets MVP. I don't see it.
Well,
yeah, we're taping this early Friday morning, so it might.
It's three headliners though. It's three headliners right now. It's Steph, it's Horford, and it's Jaylen Brown. It's got to be those three. You really can't sell me on anybody else being a front runner right now.
Oh, here we go.
Of course, it's going to be Jason Tatum. Like, he's going to have the lowest odds, but he's already a game down because he played terrible in that game. He just got a bunch of assists.
And it's weird because especially for the MVP race, I feel like if you play bad and your team loses, it doesn't hurt you in the MVP race. But if you play bad and they win, that really hurts your case. Like if you're Tatum, it's like they're already 25% of the way there, and they did it without you doing much.
So it's Jason Tatum
125.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, Steph Curry 165, Jaylen Brown 550, Al Horford 14-1. Smart 18-1. Wiggins and Klay Thompson 80-1 with Draymond.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my 46-1 is now 80-1.
Negative EV at their shot.
And Wiggins had a good game. That's the crazy thing.
I know that is
Wiggins possibly had the second best game on that team, and his odds went down like that.
I kept trying to tweet and get some momentum on Twitter. I'm like, that's an MVP block out of Andrew Wiggins. All right, so Munaf, give us your thoughts overall on the game. Of course, they end up losing Celtic, 120, 108. My biggest question is, and I think people are talking about it in the chat, they go, oh, Steph Curry went off, Tatum didn't do anything, and the Celtics still won. My first question is, did Steph Curry go off? I know he put up a ton of points, but man, where was he in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, it was really the first quarter where, he got off to a hot start. I think he made, 6 3-pointers in that first quarter, and they were wide open looks. Like, you can't leave a shooter like that wide open. He's going to eat you up like he did in that first quarter. But it seemed like as you were kind of watching the game that the Golden State Warriors were getting out to an 8-point lead, a 10-point lead, a 12-point lead. But Boston, they made their runs back to make it into a 2-possession game every time the Golden State Warriors went on those runs. And I know Tatum didn't have a great game, but it was other guys like Jaylen Brown, especially in that second half, Al Horford in that fourth quarter especially, and then Derek White was a huge story for the Boston Celtics off the bench. 32 minutes, 21 points for him. So give Boston a lot of credit for, they hung around. This game could have got out of hand very, very easily for the Boston Celtics. And we talked a lot about when we were previewing the series is that late game execution is going to be key, right? And we thought the Boston Celtics were the ones that were going to not excel in that area. But it was really the Golden State Warriors in that fourth quarter where they got outscored 40-16 that kind of turned the tables. But again, is really the story is the fourth quarter, right? 40-16. There was a drought where they went 5 minutes and didn't score a single point. And old Al Horford sees the moment in his first NBA Finals game, and he put his team up 1-0 in Golden State. Now they steal home court.
Al Horford's shooting motion, so I don't understand. Like, he puts both hands on the ball almost, and then he chucks it up. It looks like it's right out of the YMCA. I have no idea how that works, and he was just draining them. Was his first game. Kramer, are we sure Steve Kerr is a good coach? Because I felt like, he's lost in the finals twice to rookie head coaches. I feel like he really got out-coached late. I mean, that's when you're supposed to have the coaching advantage. When you're how do you lose a fourth quarter 40-16 at home in the finals when you have these guys shooting, and they were shooting well? Like Clay, I thought shot pretty well. Wiggins got 20 points. Like they had stuff going on offense.
It's almost like the Boston team is more prepared for a street fight. Pretty crazy. Al Horford came into the league in 2007, Sean. Still playing. It's crazy. Think about all the guys to imagine he'd be a dude with a 15-year career. It's just shocking. But yeah, I think, look, Steve Kerr is still a good coach. But remember, Brad Stevens, all-world coach. He stepped aside for who? For the man Steve Kerr is going against. So perhaps the experience angle is a bit overblown. But come on, guys. This is one game. This is the NBA. They obvious choke job. They played well and they lost. But man, when I saw the notes about how it was like 80% of the money and tickets and everything was on Golden State, it was just one of those oh fuck moments. Sean, we discussed this. I was like, man, it really feels like we should maybe be thinking about Boston, even though we hate them, because just from a betting market perspective, it's how are there not going to be more tickets on Golden State now? Like, people are just going to go back to the ATM. That is the Golden State Warriors at home. So yeah, I'm terrified of what's going to happen next.
What was your big takeaway from game one, Terrell?
Well, I mean, when Steph Curry gives you 21 points in the first quarter and you only have a 4-point lead, you should have known that it's kind of it looked kind of dead in the water at that. And then he backs up that 21-point quarter with a dud in the second quarter, and you're down going into half. So ultimately, Boston told themselves one thing: hey, we played really good basketball against these guys for a whole half. All we have to do is survive this third quarter run. They're going to go on their third quarter run. We know they do this. They've done this all year. They've done this for the history that Steve Kerr has been the coach. And so if we survive the third quarter, then we have a pretty good chance in this game. And that's ultimately what they did. They gassed the Warriors out. They let them do everything that they could in the third quarter. And the fourth quarter, ironically, is where they showed up, which is the spot that they always don't show up in all season. It seems like that they came into game one and said, look, we're not going to not show up in the fourth quarter in the NBA Finals. So that just makes this much of a harder series for the Golden State Warriors. Very ironic how we were talking about Boston chokes at the end of games and Golden State did the choking this time. So it's going to be interesting, but Golden State should be concerned, and not more for Steph Curry, but for everybody else when Steph isn't going off, because when Steph wasn't cooking, nobody else was either.
No, it was weird. Like, when he was hitting his shots, then everything seemed to be falling. But then when he wasn't hitting his shots, like, there was no other attempt at drawing up any sort of offense.
Jordan Poole couldn't get going. Nobody else was going out, getting open and being aggressive. It was all more of, all right, Steph, you got to carry us across this line. And if that's how you're going to play in the NBA Finals, you're going to lose. So that's the adjustment. Clay's got to come out here and say, all right, I see Steph Curry's not going. I have to get going. I have to get this offense rolling. I got to be able to supplement for that. Jordan Poole's got to say, I'm coming off the bench for this guy. If he's not going, and if it's something with fatigue, I got to be able to come off the bench and affect scoring, because they're going to cook on me all day. So if they score on me, I need to go back and score on them, because there's too many times that they score on Jordan Poole, he doesn't do anything back. So Jordan Poole's got to have that mindset of, I got to be a constant scorer in this series.
And I think for me, when I knew the game was completely fucked, was when I think they were down 6 and Draymond Green attempted a 3. If I'm Steve Kerr, I'm checking you out of the game. Like, I mean, God bless him for taking that shot, because I had him on the under on the sleeper player props. Went 3-0, cashed a nice plus 500. Dog, you're welcome, America. But dude, like, come on, you should not be shooting the ball. Like, I thought he played okay otherwise, but create, rebound, get in people's heads, get chippy. Like, dude, that's your game. I mean, he took way too many shots. Like, take 2 shots a game. That's it. Like Andrew Wiggins, if they leave you wide open on the 3-point line, yes, you should shoot. If you're Draymond Green and you're wide open on the 3-point line, that's a danger sign. That means either drive to the hole, kick it out to someone else, create, don't take a 3. That was when he took that shot, I knew we were fucked. Simple as that. All right.
I was just saying you're gonna live with the sword, die by the sword if you're Draymond Green, because where he might give you a big shot and actually hit them things every now and then, you know that a good 9 out of 10, he's probably not gonna make that shot. And so if it's not at the top of the key for Draymond, yeah, just go ahead and pass it up, bro.
There's some crazy stats coming out of this game. I mean, first off, the Celtics shot 51% from 3 in game 1. I don't think that's going to continue, but to the other side, like Jason Tatum shot 3 for 17. So you think that's not going to continue either. That's going to balance out somewhat. Celtics 8-2 now on the road in the playoffs. Steve Kerr 21-3 now in game 1s. And I feel like I bet on every one of the Golden State Warriors in game 1. So I guess 21-3 is not a bad result, but man, that was a really annoying loss. All right, let's talk a little player props. Then we'll talk game 2, and then any sort of other series bets you guys like moving forward. Of course, these sleeper player props brought to you by Sleeper. Just go to sleeper.com/SGP, 100% deposit bonus, and you can hang out in the Sleeper squad chat there. Not only the 100% deposit bonus, but it's very easy to copy people's picks. So again, if you listen to the game 1 episode, hey, Sean, he's been on fire. What did he put? You don't even have to remember. All you have to do is click button, copy button. Imagine you're getting a 100% deposit bonus. Then all you have to do is hit the copy button, and I'm giving you plus 500. I mean, Ryan, you can bring a horse to water. I don't know what else to do for these listeners.
I mean, they should listen to you. They should follow NBA Sean. They should just take in everything that social media has to offer when it comes to NBA Sean, especially when he's winning.
Yes.
Just a really nice guy and just easy to hang out with when he's winning. When he's losing, stay away. But when he's winning, just a great guy.
Well, now
there's a difference when NBA Sean, when the Philadelphia 76ers are in the playoffs and when they're not out. I think when they're not in there, NBA Sean is a very, very sharp better.
Yeah.
Oh,
little sharper, a little less of an edge when it comes to just,
non-Philadelphia sports.
Yeah. Not being enraged. And Munaf sending me a text. Hey, I know how you feel. It sucks to get your ass kicked on national television. Oh, thanks, Munaf. All right, let's talk player props. Kramer, we'll end with Kramer because you said you still need help with your third leg.
I do.
Which I didn't know if that was I didn't realize that was a work related thing. I thought it was like a personal thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Terrell, we'll start with you. What do you got player props wise?
All right, people, let's start here. And I'm going to start with my favorite guy in the series. I've already told you about him yesterday. If you listened to me yesterday and you played his 20-plus points, you cash an 11-1 bet. And that's Old Man Horford. Because Old Man Horford has took 141 playoff games to get to this point. 141 playoff games to get to the NBA Finals. And Old Man Horford is coming to ball. Give me Old Man Horford over 11.5 points. He is a mismatch nightmare for the Golden State Warriors. They really don't have anybody that they want to match up with them. And he's going to be able to spread the floor, shoot from the outside. I think he's going to knock down a couple of threes. So give me Old Man Horford over 11.5 points. Again, this is his series. And then I'm going back to
real quick on that. I wanted to almost fade Horford because I go, oh man, he was on fire last night. I'm going to look to play the under. But then when I saw the number was 11.5, I go, no, I can't do it. He's even 11, you think like, oh, he's not going to be back-to-back great shooting nights on the road, but he 11.5 is too low still.
He had 12 in the first half yesterday. So he made it. It wasn't even like that fourth quarter stretch was what got him over the total. No, he already had hit his total before that. So give me a whole game. It doesn't have to be another 26 points, but he'll get 11.5 easy. And then next I'm going to Jaylen Brown. You mean Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds? This has been an auto bet for the entire course of the playoffs. He hit it again by getting 7 last night. And so I think he has the opportunity. I mean, this Boston team throws out a whole bunch of different lineups, and Jaylen Brown just always seems to find himself by the rim able to get rebounds. And so, yeah, I'll take Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds and close it out with Klay Thompson over 3.5 threes because he's got to take it some type of offense to why they were so stagnant on offense. And it's because nothing could get going when Steph wasn't going. He's got to go out there and say, hey, I'm still a splash brother too. I'm a guy that can go out there and score too. He hit 3 last night. You know, he didn't get the volume that he normally get. He normally takes more threes than that. I think he can get to 4. I'm gonna go back to the well with them. Give me Klay over 3.5 threes. That is your winning sleeper picks.
Oh, hell yeah. Like how he polished it off with those are the winning picks. Yeah, I mean, I test wise with Klay. Like his shot and release looks good. I don't know if he's still like in his head mentally that he's not being aggressive, like, you know, creating opportunities for himself. I don't know if it's a game plan thing. Like,
So the issue was a lot of the times when they would get because there's so many screens and there's so many people doing screens that a lot of time when they would get the screen with Klay, a lot of people would play drop with everybody else, but with Klay they weren't playing drop, they were switching. And as soon as Klay came off that screen, it was somebody in his face. It was multiple times that Klay came off a screen and Marcus Smart right there, right in his face. He's not getting that come off the screen and quick release into a shot. The threes that he's known for hitting. So when you take away his best main asset, it lowers his shot quality and it makes it a little bit tougher on him, but I think he'll fight through it for the next one.
yeah, and I think that some of that's got to be on Curve. Like, dude, you got to drop some plays, whatever it is, get this guy involved. I mean, you know, he was 3 for 7 from 3. Like, you know, that's good. You need more of that. Munaf, what do you got for the player props on game 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Steph Curry over 28.5 points. Again, I think that if the Warriors are gonna win game 2, it's gonna have to be back on Steph Curry. And if you kind of saw at the end of the game when they did kind of get pulled, he was kind of sitting there on the bench, like kind of, you know, nodding his head. He's like, all right, you know I got to play even better or at least be more consistent throughout the game. I know we talked about he had 21 points in the first quarter, but not much really after that. So I'm going to stick with Steph Curry over 28.5 points. I'm going to go with Draymond Green under 8.5 points. If you take 12 shots in game 1 and you only score 4 points, I think that I think we'll see a more passive Draymond Green. But Draymond Green that we're used to seeing, right? Rebounding the basketball, getting the offense going. If he has the shots under the basket, I think he'll take those. But when he put up 4 3-pointers, that's very uncharacteristic, right, for Draymond Green. So I'll go under 8.5 points. And my last one, I'm going to go Jason Tatum over 5.5 assists. He had 13 in game 1, but kind of go back 3 out of the last 4 games. He's had 6 or more assists for the Boston Celtics. And I think I'm going to continue riding that with Jason Tatum. So Tatum over 5.5 assists, Draymond under 8.5 points, and Steph Curry over 28.5 points.
Oh, man. I really like that.
You ready, Sean? I'm ready. I'm going to give you a winner.
Yeah,
and
go for it.
I'm giving you a 4-leg.
Here we go.
I said screw your third leg. I'm going 4 legs, and I was only because I was reminded I need to have a Boston Celtic in here. But all right, Klay Thompson over 25.5 points, rebounds, assists. To all of your points, I do think he's got to step up. So I'm just going to I'm going to cast the wide net here. Draymond Green under 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Just doing some real TMZ data mining. This doesn't get there that often, and he looked like a dog shit last night. So I'm going to lean into that. I'm really mad that I didn't listen to you guys when you told me my over 8.5 Draymond points was a bad bet. It was the only thing that lost in my last sleeper contest. Steph Curry over 39.5 points, rebounds, assists again. I just, it's really hard to see a world where he doesn't end up with like 13 to 15 points or rebounds and assists, so he doesn't have to score that many points to get home. And then I like the Tatum angle. That's the 4th one. Give me the over on the assists, 5.5. It makes a lot of sense. I think they're going to continue to play him the same way. So I don't see any world where he's not. I mean, if his teammates don't make shots, that's the only way he doesn't get home here.
100%. All right. I'm doing some math here. I think I'm going to put in a.
By the way, I'm sorry, Sean. By the way, yes. do you we haven't discussed much about what a 4-teamer pays. But it's 7.5 to 1. No big deal.
Okay.
All right. And what was my last one here? Hold on. I Okay, here we go.
This is the best part of the show that we're so at least one or two of us are never prepared with our sleeper, no matter how many times we say
No,
it.
what I had my
Yeah,
my
you're
thing.
right.
I had my thing ready to go, and then you guys made some really good points, and I'm like, shit, I gotta add this. And then if I don't put them in while we're doing the show, I inevitably forget about it, and I totally kick myself. All right, I'm going for a 10xer. 1, 2,
Ooh.
3, 4, 5, 5 players. I'm combining a lot of the stuff you guys gave out.
He's spraying the
me-
winning juice.
Yes. Give me Draymond Green under 8.5 points. Give me Marcus Smart under 14.5 points. I don't think he does that one. Give me Kevon Looney over 2.5 assists. Like
I was looking at that one too.
that one seemed crazy low. And
Yeah.
then I love your guys, the Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds. Definitely want a part of that. And then Tatum over 5.5 assists. That is, let's see, $25 will pay $250, but I gotta jack it up to 50 to win 500. Let's go.
And sorry, Sean, I just copied Terrell and Munaf's picks, so it looks like I made all these sweet picks. I love this platform. Now I'm going to copy Sean's.
Yeah.
So it literally 3 clicks, and I've just done it. In the time that I was talking, I've now also gotten down on Sean's 10xer. So
it's so fun. Sleeper.com/SGP, 100% deposit bonus up to $100. All right, we're going to give out our pick for game 2 and the series. Before we do that, Athletic Greens, baby. Favorite part of I'm turning into a morning person. You know why? Because the morning, that's when I get my Athletic Greens, my AG1. Just, 8 ounces of water in that shaker, throw the scoop in. All of a sudden, next thing you know, I got adaptogens, probiotics, whole food source superfoods, vitamins, minerals pumping through my veins. Focus helps me with that. Recovery, aging, feeling younger. Again, and it's cheap too. Less than a daily cold brew. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 5-star reviews. Can't go wrong with Athletic Greens. They make it easy, too. They're going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you got to do is go to athleticgreens.com/SGP, athleticgreens.com/SGP to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. All right, game 2 right now. Warriors laying 4 at home, -185 on the money line. Celtics +152 coming back the other way. Total 215.5. Of course, -108 over at WinBet. Nice little EV sliver there. Munaf, I mean, as much as I tell myself you can't stop fading the Celtics, the Warriors, this is a must win, right? Because if they lose game 2 at home, after losing game 1, this series is over. So you have to take the Warriors, right? Like I know I've been short on the Celtics and it's been kicking my ass, but you have to go Warriors here in game 2, right?
Yeah, I think we talked about this all throughout the playoffs on the NBA Gambling Pod, especially I think it was when Minnesota stole game 1 on the road against Memphis. Like that next game for Memphis was like the home run spot, and they came out and took care of business. I know obviously it's a different series and different team, but I think this is another home run spot for the Golden State Warriors. They know, like, they played great through 3 quarters, especially in that third quarter. You know, we touched on it. Terrell mentioned it. He's talked about it all season long, that third quarter for the Warriors, 38-24, right? They had, I believe, a double-digit lead going into that fourth quarter. I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors here at -4. I think they respond. I think they come back. I think that they'll have a better defensive plan. They need to close out on the shooters. I don't think they did a very good job of that in the fourth quarter, especially. There's just so many wide open looks that the Boston Celtics had. So I think they'll play better defensively. I think you guys also highlighted that Klay Thompson also has to play better here as well. So I'm going to lay it here, -4 for the Golden State Warriors in game 2 on Sunday. Won't be surprised if we see Scott Foster, though.
What the Celtics are 12-0 with Scott Foster?
I think
sort
it's
of crazy trend,
and
right?
then I think there's like another referee where I think it's like Eric Lewis or somebody where the Boston Celtics are really good as well. But I think home teams have done great with Scott Foster as a referee as well.
Okay.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Anthony Gutierrez in the YouTube chat saying LFG. Tatum's jacket he had on during the post-game presser was the clothing equivalent of a shooting performance. Barf emoji. Yes, that was not a great look by Jason Tatum there. But who am I? I'm no fashion guy. Terrell, what do you got? Game 2 NBA Finals. What are we looking at?
It's got to be the Golden State Warriors. I'm gonna ride with the Golden State Warriors till the wheels fall off. I mean, they haven't lost 2 games in a row this entire playoff run. They've been relatively dominant the entire playoff run, and it's not too many times that you're gonna catch them losing 2 games in a row at home like this. And so I think this is the spot. I think Steph Curry understands that he was good, but he was not as good as he could have been in that game. And where he had 34, he probably should have had a lot more because he had 2 quarters where he effectively wasn't even in the game. Whereas you look at guys like Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, like other guys that are shooters on this team that effectively did not come in and take that scoring workload off of Steph's hands when he was not getting going, when they were playing great defense on him. Now they're going to have an issue because Jason Tatum remembers his bad games and he comes back with a vengeance from those bad games. But there's a world of impossibility where Jason Tatum can go off and this Boston Celtics team can still struggle scoring the basketball because they shot 50% from the field and 50% from 3 last game, which should not keep up at all. And we didn't even see Gary Payton the second last game. So now I'm interested in what does this rotation look like when Steve Kerr throws Gary Payton the second in there and he wreaks defensive havoc on that Boston Celtics team. I think Jaylen Brown's going to have a tougher night than he normally is when Gary Payton second's in there, and it's going to be a lot more turnovers. So I'm looking to the adjustments from Steve Kerr. He's an adjustment type of coach. He understands what went well, what didn't, and he's going to make sure that those quarters, like the second quarter and fourth quarter, don't happen.
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking about the series and breaking it down, I guess I wasn't going to be shocked if, the Celtics went home with it 1-1. I'm shocked, I guess, that they win the first one, lose the second one. But if they go back to Boston 2-0, I'll be legit shocked. I'm all in on the Warriors here still at game 2 -4. I mean, I'll definitely look to adjust game 3, especially if the Celtics are coming off a loss. I think that could be the time to hop on. But Kramer, what are you doing? You're not taking the Celtics in game 2, are you? Like, this is win and go home. You're coming off a loss. You're at home in the playoffs. Like, they have so much going for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's also you have the natural of you talk about experience, you talk about coaching edge. This is what that's all about. They got punched in the mouth. The series officially started, and now they have to do something about it. So if you trust that Steve Kerr was the better coach before game 1, you would expect him to adjust. Like Terrell is saying, they're going to pull something out. The whole team, right? They've been there before. They have the experience. They know now, okay, guys, this a little bit more serious than we thought. Let's step it up. It would be rude of me to not point out to the Kramer gang that you can still get Golden State 5 at 12-1. Interesting. And if you're telling me, like, if I had gun to my head, if I'm doing the hypothetical of like, do I think Steve Kerr is not going to have an answer for this Celtics team? I think the answer is unequivocal. Have an answer, and so that's why we're joining the public, and we're going to smash once again on Golden State Warriors. Adjusted to -9.5 will get you 2-1, Sean.
I like it. Keep riding those 2-1s. Then you only have to hit 50%, and you're
you're good.
All right. What about the series itself? Now that the Warriors are +140, Kramer, I'm assuming you like that series price for the Warriors, even though they're down 1, losing 1 at home.
Oh, I wasn't kidding. Golden State in 5, 12-1. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. You're not really concerned when you think about the Golden State have won 16, 17 series in a row and a game on the road. So if they win a game on the road, then they're right back with home court. So this is very easy for them to rectify. The only thing that makes this really difficult is if they go down 0-2. And if they go down 0-2, well, that hit 5 is already shot. So yeah, it's a very easy thing for them to be able to correct with how good they are on the road, but they got to be able to get it done in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. Let's say it's just as simple as get this win and you're good. You're right back in it. Don't, and the series is kind of over. To Kramer's point, though, I at +140, the fact that they already lost one at home, I wouldn't do that. I would look at something crazier like the Warriors at 6 or something different, I guess, if you're going to go there. What about you, Munaf? Any thoughts on the series price itself?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of ways you can go here. Either you could pick up another Steph Curry MVP ticket at plus 165, get an extra 5 cents of value there. If you want to really get frisky, Andrew Wiggins 80-1, like we mentioned, Klay Thompson 80-1.
He said it with such a straight face.
You can also go Golden State to win game 2 and the series at plus 205. And I think that's probably the best way to attack if you want to pick up a ticket on the Golden State Warriors. Because, again, like Terrell just said, if they do get the game 2 victory here, they're right back into the series and it turns into a best of 5, right? So I think that's probably the best way to attack it if you want to pick up some more Golden State Warriors tickets.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it, because if they don't win game 2, I don't see how they're winning the series. And 60-cent difference between them at plus 140 versus them win game 2 in the series. Give me that all day. That's a much better way to attack it.
And even Boston, sorry to interrupt you. Even Boston to win game 2 in series is still plus 220.
Wow, that's crazy. But I like that the game 2 and win the series at plus 200 odds. That's the most tempting thing I've heard so far. All right, we're going to close things out with our lock of the podcast, brought to you by IPVanish. Just go to ipvanish.com/SGP. Get 70% off their yearly plan, a year-long VPN. You need that VPN, browsing history, your passwords, your security. I mean, I'm looking at Terrell's setup here in the studio. Who knows what kind of browsing, streaming he's getting into, his credit card. You want all that safe, secure. You don't want anyone hacking your stuff. That's why you got to go to ipvanish.com/SGP. 70% off the annual price. Keep your data safe, secure. You can hide your location. And come on, it's the internet. You got to keep that locked up. All right, Kramer, speaking of locks, we'll kick things off. What is your lock? I don't know, for this podcast? Throw whatever you want. Prop, game.
Yeah.
Spread,
real quick.
Totals.
Found a better price. Golden State in 5, 14-1. That's
wow.
fun. I still do like the adjusted. Bring the Golden State spread up to 2-1, whatever your book's offering there. I'm seeing -9.5 and -10. But my lock, Jason Tatum has more assists than Draymond Green in Game 2, plus 105. Let's go.
Very fun lock, going prop style. Munaf, what do you got? What's your best bet?
Yeah, I think I want to take the Warriors first quarter minus the 1.5. I want to get in and get out. I think, again, this Warriors team is going to respond. It's going to have to be in that first quarter. I think, again, Steph Curry will come out and play well. Again, look for Klay as well. I think those two guys probably lead the way in the first quarter between the Splash Brothers. So over on win bet, currently seeing the Warriors minus 1.5 for the first quarter. I'll take that as my lock.
Don't mind that at all. Terrell, what do you got? What best bet for this pod?
Okay. So I'm going down and looking at the opposing team totals for games that after the Warriors had took a loss. The Nuggets scored 91 91 after they got a win against them. The Grizzlies scored 112-1 and 96 in another. And then the Mavericks, after their sole win, 110. So I'm thinking this is going to be a little bit more of a defensive game this second time. The Golden State Warriors are averaging a huge win margin after a loss. I'm going with the under in this one. I think that Golden State's team total is going to get there, but they're going to hold the Boston Celtics below. So give me an under.
Ooh, okay. Under on the game at 215.
Yeah, 215.5.
All right. I'm going to do a rare. I really like Golden State -4. I guess I'll make that my lock, but also something we haven't hit on that I think is worth discussing to Terrell's point there on the under. Also, lock me up Boston Celtics team total under 105.5. I just don't. I mean, I love seeing old man Horford go off and everything else that they put up 120. I just don't see them doing that again, even with a couple days rest for that game too. So yeah, give me the under on their team total at 105.5. That feels way too high.
40 of that came in the fourth quarter too. So
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that felt
Crazy part.
very
Yeah.
outlier-ish.
Outlier. Yeah.
Mhm.
And they already got their win in Golden State. They could really pack it up. I was thinking of maybe dabbling with the first half, but they might be in it in the first half and then kind of let it cruise
After that
toward
third
the second
quarter,
half.
after
That
that
third
Warriors
quarter,
third
yeah.
quarter, they're gonna be like, all right,
Pack
we
it
don't need
in.
to go hard. Yeah.
So that's I like the team total under on that as well. All right, thank you guys for tuning in to the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Hopefully, you got off to a good start to our $500 app-only NBA Finals contest. And if you click that contest tab, you can also submit your review for a chance to win free gear every Monday, aka Merch Monday. Make sure you check out Munaf and Terrell in the NBA Gambling Podcast. Terrell also doing the WNBA Gambling Podcast. So if you're looking for more basketball action, aka a bunch of games you can bet on, check out the WNBA Gambling Podcast. Check out Munaf on the Propcast, the MLB Gambling Podcast. Give them a follow. Munaf at SportsNerd824 and Terrell at ReallyRel _. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
And Sean must have forgot, but it's at Kramer centric.
Kramer. Let it ride.